Hi, my name is Sam Sloan from 123 People Development, and I just wanted to share with you an free alternative to Google Jamboard. If you're familiar with maybe some of the stuff that I've done in the past, or even some of the videos I've shared in here on the tutorials, the Google Jamboard has always done really well. Got loads of views and loads of comments, which has been fantastic. But when Google announced that they were going to disband Jamboard, I was really upset because I've used it loads over the last few years. And this is just one of the blank ones that I've just kind of got open here on the screen. But I've really utilised it. It's been absolutely fantastic. It really has. But what could be the replacement? So they're kind of suggesting, so when you click onto how to export sort of Jamboards, etc., and it explains why is it winding down and all of the rest of it. And well, I kind of get it, but obviously that's the decision that they've made for various different reasons. Got FigJam, Lucid and Miro. I've used FigJam and Miro in the past. I've never used Lucid. FigJam seems to be, I think, the most similar from what I can see and from what I've used, but it's a paid proposition. I think you can use 2 boards on FigJam, don't completely quote me on that, to keep it free, and then just archive the rest if you like, but have 2 boards if you like kind of in use, and then I think it remains free, but I just find that a little bit faffy personally. Anyway, it kind of explains, you know, what to kind of do, but I thought, you know what? Why not just use Google Slides? So I started to have a little bit of a play with it, and just to see how user-friendly it was, because we know, you know, all of the things that you can kind of do on Jamboard. You can draw about things with your cursor. You kind of get your little sticky notes and all that type of stuff, which is, you know, all of those things are great, and, you know, your images and blah, blah, blah. So what can we do from a free perspective? So I've started to have a little bit of a play with Google Slides. So this is one of the programs that I run and that I've had on Jamboard just up until quite recently. But I've moved it across. There's no easy port across like there is in FigJam, for instance, and that type of thing, where it kind of exports everything and moves it all over. It's a little bit more laborious in this one, but nonetheless, do you know what? The vast majority of the usability is there. The only thing I can't find is things like sticky notes, but if you wanted, you could put a picture on, for instance. It wouldn't make that much difference, I don't think, if I'm being really honest. But it's about bringing people together on one board in a breakout room, which is what I've always done, on how can we keep the team together but working on separate things. I mean, we only could use 20 boards on Jamboard, for instance, and on this particular platform, I think it's something like 3,000 boards or something ridiculous. I think you can have about 100 people on it as well, which again is just really useful. And it's just thinking about that usability and how we do it. So similar, I suppose, to Jamboard. You can put, like I have done here, I've put the image in the background, if you like, so it can't move, and I'll show you how to kind of do that in a minute. But I've kind of got these 2 little images up here, and this is what runs along this section here. But then when you click on text and then you click on if you like the board, it gives you kind of more options around sort of the size of the font, the colour of the font, all of that type of stuff. So I've kind of put 2 little additional tool indicators up for usability. And like I said, the only thing that I can't seem to find, to be perfectly honest, is post-it notes. everything else it seems to have. So let's just say I wanted a new slide there, and it will bring up a brand new slide, and I wanted to insert a picture. So I've just right clicked, it just says change background, and then it says choose image. So just like Jamboard, you can either browse for it or you can just drag it in from somewhere else. So just for arguing's sake, let's just drag something in. Let's just drag that one in. That's from a little bit further over in the workshop. So I've clicked literally just choose image and then done. And then obviously that would act then as a background, if you like, where people that you invite onto the slide or the board, whatever you want to call it, would still be able to interact and then still be able to put pictures on, or maybe add text, or whatever it is that you want to do. So that's just a random slide. Now this is part of the workshop. I think actually that slide might be a little bit further down. Oh yeah, there it is. And you can see all of the different activities that I've kind of popped on here as well. I just find it just as easy to use. The share function is no different. So you go to share, and then of course it would be restricted when you very first initially start it. So you just change it to anyone with the link, just like Jamboard. And then at the moment it's on editor. But normally it just says viewer when you very first go to share, and then just change it to editor. And then of course copy the link and pop that into chat if you're on Teams or Zoom or whatever else platform it is that you're on, if you're doing it virtually for instance, and then you can share it. I tend not to bother using this. I just generally give this general access down here and then done. But just like previously, I'm just going to delete that one, you can still copy that slide. So if you wanted to make a copy of it, you can do that, and it's just as easy here to do that of the entire presentation, or maybe of selected slides, for instance, just like I did in Jamboard. So I used to duplicate the board, if you like, just for additional people, additional workshops, sorry, so they could work on it but then still keep that one in exactly the same way. So you can still, you know, if you kind of wanted to save it down as well as a PDF, I did exactly the same type of things in regards to that, so you would just be able to save it. And I just think it works just as well, if I'm being really honest, I think, as Jamboard did. I don't really see a great deal of difference, to be perfectly honest. You can do it that way if you want. It's, you know, there's lots of little, you can kind of present it straight into another meeting. Is it any different? Probably not. Like I've said, for a free option, I think it's a great shout, to be honest. Try it and see how you get on, see what happens, see how you use it, see how much flexibility it gives you. I'm going to try it. I've not tried it yet with a live session. I've been playing around with it, and I've been kind of sharing it with different people just to make sure that the access is the same, and making sure that there isn't really any accessibility issues, which sometimes you can get, what I've tended to find on other kind of platforms. But give it a go, see what happens, and just kind of go from there. But like I've said, you can use it in exactly the same way. So I've just showed you how to get a background on, so none of these will work if you will move. Don't know where that little one's come from, it probably from before. But if I don't know, if I wanted to add a picture, I don't know, let's just put a tree on there, and just let's go into images. It doesn't matter for what it is just for now. And I copy that image, and I wanted to then Control and V. It does it in exactly the same way as Jamboard, that type of thing. It's really user friendly, and people that have been testing it with me have said exactly the same. So I would probably say try it, see how you get on as a free option in comparison to Jamboard, and let me know in the comments how you get on. I'd love to know.